Kirk is asking the kids if anything bad or sad has happened to them. He's asking for the kids to drama dump on them? Hello? Earlier today, we were talking about white women, but now it's time to talk about the whitest of women who have ever existed, all right? Her name, Libs of TikTok, Chaya Raichik of Brooklyn, New York, who has now moved to California. Chaya Raichik, all right? As well as Kirk Cameron and Sean Spicer and Jack Prosbiak. The entire rogues gallery of the cringiest Republicans have all gathered together, but instead of making some cool droid by putting their evil together, they decided to do something far more evil, which is harm children. And what I mean by that is that they decided that they thought it would be a good idea to speak to children. Now, let's get one thing straight. Conservatives do not create. Typically, they typically steal, right? And this has been happening for as long as time immemorial. When conservatives do not really make art, especially not good art, what typically happens, and they do not make interesting or creative things, they just kind of lie. What I mean by this is that leftists and leftists, I was going to say liberals, whoops. Leftists typically have something that's cool, something that's interesting, something that resonates with people. And conservatives go, man, that's cool. I wonder if I could use that to harm people instead. And that's typically what they do. So this, and I'm talking about things like from socialism to the Nazis' National Socialism. I'm talking about things on the line of taking on leftist aesthetics, but using them for gains of like the rich and the famous and landowners and landlords and things along those lines, the rich and the powerful, the ruling class. Instead, taking things like, and some of you may not even know this, I know like a good amount of us here, but like people who are, watching this on YouTube may not know this, but even the term virtue signaling is a leftist term. It's a leftist term for when like a corporation signals that they have values, but the only value that they have is making profit for their shareholders because they're a company. They don't have values. Disney doesn't have values. Disney doesn't believe in anything. Disney is an engine to make profit for their shareholders. That's literally all it is. They have a fiduciary interest, and their only interest for existing is to make money for their shareholders, not to make the world a better place, not to solve the homelessness or poverty or anything along those lines, not to give people healthcare. Their only goal is to make the people who have like a share in the company money. That's literally the only reason why they exist. And anything outside of that is a vanity to help them make more money. That's what virtue signaling actually means. To a conservative, virtue signaling is when you have a political belief, but they don't like it. And so it's virtue signaling, which is stupid, but it's from a conservative. So I'm not really surprised. With that being said, they decided to take another thing out of the left-wing playbook, which is talking to children. Now, conservatives have realized that their message is completely incongruent with a happy and healthy life for children, and completely incongruent with a world that we'd like to build that is built of equality, loving each other, harmony, and accepting people for who they are. And so they decided that after they've seen all these things like drag queen story hour and like minorities and gay people and like other types of people from all walks of life talking to children about why they should, like, at the end of the day, love each other, they decided that let's take that idea, a really good idea, and use it to indoctrinate children into unconditionally loving the state of the American government. And so what they did was all those people that I mentioned earlier decided that they were going to go to Washington, D.C. and read off their little children's books that they put together for their own little, like, conservative story hour, right? But what was really cool is that when they went to that library, they were met with something that shocked them to their core. Acceptance. A day before they showed up, they couldn't stop them from showing up, but a day before they showed up, they had the kids all come together and the staff all came together to print out, to get some construction paper, to print out some stuff, and to put together a couple of progress flags for them when they meet The first thing they saw when they walked in. And on the other side, they had this nice little movable shelf where it had a bunch of books about trans people, black people, minorities, all sorts of things, women, and how they're accepting all races, all religions, all genders, all sexual orientations, all countries of origin, and all classes. And that is truly an amazing thing. But that is something that they couldn't stand. They hated it. They were seething when that happened. Holy, they were not having it. Okay? And they threw a hissy fit because of that. Here you go. Look at this. Pride display right at the entrance of Cleveland Park Library, where we had our book reading. Books include topics on kids transitioning and exploring their gender. Ew. We asked them when they put it up. They said, yesterday. They answered, they're coming for our kids, and they're not even hiding it. Actual Nazi. Crazy how that works out, isn't it? My lord, how dare they? How dare they?
This meme is very
Look
real.
how gross it is. It's all like, hey, we don't care who you are, as long as you're like a good person, treat people with respect and kindness. Ew, gay rights, ew. Oh man, couldn't be me. Anyways, with that being said, we're gonna continue on with Amanda here, because she was actually there and had an interesting little, and it had an interesting bird's eye view of everything that went down. She wrote like an article about it, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I count 15 children and 1 sullen teenager. So not many people showed up, it seems. It's crazy how that works, how they brought together like 4 incredibly massive, like conservative content creators who have like a combined like 10 million followers across like all their social media platforms. But in Washington, D.C., the literal capital of the country, they could only have 15 kids come out. That's crazy because they're boring as fuck. Sounds about right. We were waiting on a lot of people who are looking for a place to park. Oh no! Oh, listen, guys, we're waiting. There's more than just like 15 people here. You don't get it. There's like a lot of people. It's, you know, it's DC, you know, Democrat cringe. They like want to ban cars, so there's like no parking spot. So they want to come in, but they're just like, they're like right out. We're just waiting for them. They have to pay like yeah, they have to pay their like a trans recompense pay to be able to make it in. So, you know, just be patient. Give us a sec. They'll be right here. Kids are being asked who their favorite founding father is. I'm bad at guessing kids' ages, but I feel like I don't have a favorite founding father, and I guess I was when I was tiny as these kids are. Hey kids, what's your favorite monetary policy? Prosbiak says his book is about ice cream. So he's asking kids about what their favorite ice cream are. This is like an alien trying to interact with like humans for the first time. Flat tax rate, sir. That's a good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Except the wolves and the communists are the ones offering the free ice cream, and all the animals who show up for ice cream go to jail. Oh man, they're so good at this. They're so good at this. They're gonna win the culture war, guys. Holy, the left is getting, dude, the right is getting better at speaking to children, and the left is scared. That's crazy. How'd that work out? Kirk Cameron is about to read his book. Stay tuned. We'll catch up on like more of this here in a second, but I wanted to show you a little bit of excerpts from this.
Some flowers and some hearts over his head. I think I know why he's nervous. I think he's telling that girl that he loves her, and he's wondering if she loves him too. Love's risky business, but it's always worth it. Some flowers.
Okay. He bought some flowers for his crush. I wonder if he likes her. Oh, okay. Indoctrination much? Why are they showing sexual courting to children? Fucking yikes. What the fuck is this furry ass shit? The wolves are taking over and trying to destroy the tree. Wait, there's a capybara, but his book is mostly about a tree that is growing. Me when I'm not making propaganda. And as you grow, you will know sorrow. What the fuck is this? What is this, dude? And why are they all dressed like leather daddies? What is happening? As you grow, you will know sorrow. Arsonist wolves, arsonists, they're gonna burn down the big tree, not the big tree, dude. Anything but this. What is this? This is a conservative's idea of a book for children. Incredible. Now all the animals have come together to help fix the tree. Earlier, Kirk said something to the effect of when you grow, you can become something bigger than yourself. So come together as a community and help each other, but don't give out any fucking free ice cream. It's always super interesting how they're like, oh, we need community. We need to work as a community and our people will come together and we'll make great things. But don't give out anything for free. Don't you give anything for free. He cursed in front of kids. I believe this is an artist reenactment of what happened. Kirk is asking the kids if anything bad or sad has happened to them. He's asking for the kids to drama dump on them? Hello? And then bizarrely asks one girl what bad thing happened to. All right, guys, get in the circle. It's time to share our deepest trauma. It's me. It's me, the human understander. I'm here. It's me. I know exactly what to do. Now Kirk is telling the kids there would be more people here, but they were probably afraid of the non-existent protest. No, not the cope, dude. What the hell? Listen, I know that there's like none of you here, but like if the protesters who are definitely out there and protesting right now didn't exist, there'd be like so many more of you. You're so brave. You're so brave. Kirk Cameron, a loser. Psychologist out of here. After a long-winded talk about faith and liberty, etc. as values, Kirk asks how many kids things we need to get back to these old values in America. Kirk asks how many kids thing we need to get back to these values in America. I'm not sure about that one. All right then, interesting. Chaya's book is next. In this one, the teacher is secretly a wolf who tells his students to eat candy all the time. He promises his classroom is a safe space and says he won't let their parents and he won't tell their parents and that they shouldn't either. I know much about subtlety and euphemisms. What a subtle allegory. Yes, only the biggest brain creative thinker could ever come up with something so curious as this. I wonder what she's even talking about. That's wild.
Here, I saved you a cupcake. We saved Rose a cupcake because he realized she didn't have any cupcakes at recess. Rose felt funny. Something didn't feel right. She said, I don't think my parents would want me to have so much cake. Maybe I can take the cupcake home and ask them? That's very reasonable, right? She'll take the cupcake home and then she'll ask her mom and dad if she can eat it because she already had so much candy. No, howls Mr. Woolley. You're old enough to make your own decisions.
Then you should be letting her make a decision.
What the fuck is this? Hey, has it ever happened to you where like you come back from the grocery store and you have one of those plastic bags and you had like something that was frozen in it and then some condensation got in the bag, but then you didn't like dry it out before you like kind of balled it together and put it with the other like bags, and so like you pull it out like a year later because you're out of like trash bags or something, and then it's just like this funky little like mildew mess in there. She has like the charisma of one of those mildew Walmart plastic bags. It's just like it's crazy. It's remarkable how she thought she would be able to get away with this. No, do not eat cupcake. Hey, wait a second, Chaya. So why you out here, Chaya? Huh? Why are you talking to all these kids? I wanted a cupcake. My stomach was grumbly. I drove all the way out here for a cupcake, you see. Oh, that's all. I was texting some people and they said that there were some cupcakes out here. Only real ones understand this reference. Seeing some confusion. These books are all through the same publisher and presumably the same ghostwriter and exist in the same world. Wait, all of their books exist in the same exact world? They're that uncreative? Are they trying to make their own like Marvel Avengers? Rightoid Avengers? What in the world? They all are in the same universe. She didn't even write them? I don't believe she did. With a lot of these books, I think they just like gave them an idea and then they have them like get work through other people. I don't believe any of these people actually wrote these books. They say it's their book, is their name on it. But from what I've heard, they didn't actually write these books. They went through like a publisher who has like people kind of like write for you. Like those services that when you were in college, they're like, we'll write your essay for you. Like one of those type things. Shit is crazy. They got Drake's ghostwriter on this one. They are functionally illiterate. Sean Spicer's up next. His book is about smackball, this universe's version of baseball. All right. Spicer is now talking about how he once dressed up like the Easter Bunny. Wow, that's incredible.
Remember who said what kind of bat did he use? Didn't you say he used? That's right. He used that tree, and they're claiming that he didn't hit the ball. That he did what with it?
He shot it.
He shot it. And if he did that, then he would have been. That's right. Because that, huh?
He put a gun in his book? He put a gun in his children's book? He put a coconut gun in his children's? He shot it. Bro, this is like a day after a school shooting happened. And then he goes to like a kid's meetup and talk about guns? To talk about like to talk about a gorilla using a coconut gun against against his opponents? What the hell? Really? A bit out of touch, but okay.
He might have, but we watched it. We saw him hit that ball. That's
nice one. Coconut gun. DK, is that you? Do not put hate on DK's name like that. Anyways, holy shit, that looks so fucking cringe. Wait a second. Look at where was that picture? Look at this. Oh my gosh, dude. Why does this have like the emotion of like why does this give me the same feeling of like a back room of like back rooms? What the fuck is this? Yeah, packed, really crazy, honestly. That's remarkable. Hey, sweetie, are you? Let's go to a book reading of my favorite Twitter poster. It'll be so fun. Oh wow. Is that her? Real Chaya Right Chick, my favorite Twitter poster? Oh man, it's so good to meet you. But with this being said, we'll pick back up with this stuff in a moment and we can watch some of the things that some more things that they said. I would like to move over to something incredibly stupid. And what that is like Chaya, okay? So Chaya is actually still seething about AOC. Chaya is actually really mad at AOC. She is, and honestly probably always will be. So she's been quite upset with AOC. And so recently, after she had her whole like child grooming event to talk about why like having a little, even like the smallest amount of privacy is evil and Satan worshiping cringe, she decided to release a whole anti-AOC video. Okay. And I got to tell you, this shit is like giga cringe. All right. This shit is giga cringe. So what happened is that here, I'll just show it. I'll just show it for you yourself so you can look at it yourself.
Outside the Cannon building. I was here last week because I attempted to ask AOC why she lied about me in a committee hearing. She cowered away, she refused to talk to me. So I'm back here today, 1 week later, and I'm going to deliver her an ethics complaint that.
So If you're keeping up with this, she has decided to go full white woman. She is mad and would like to talk to the manager for how she was treated. You were mean to me on Twitter, so I'm filing an ethics complaint. Nice one. So true. Incredibly white. The whitest. You know what she looks like when she's smiling here? You know those like those theater like smiling and frowning masks? She looks like the smiling one. With like her eyes and eyebrows, you know what I'm talking about? She is a human sleep being. She has like a negative riz. She's a flesh doll. I'm here to file my ethics complaint because of what you said to me on Twitter. Nice one.
Ethics complaint that I filed for lying about an American citizen in a committee hearing.
So AOC, she broke the rules. Believe it or not, there's actually rules on Capitol Hill. And 23 Clause 1 is a big one. You got to act in a way that reflects credibility on the House. And lying about, a U.S. citizen certainly doesn't do that. So we're filing.
I love how they're playing like cartoon banjo kazooie ass music while they're doing their goofy little stunt. This is just remarkable to me. Honestly, and it makes a lot of sense. They're playing clown music as they go about their life. I think that makes a lot of sense. It fits way better than they even know. Yeah, Dorcas Maximus. Anyways, they went to AOC's office, and apparently AOC's office, people still, I didn't know this still happened, but apparently she still gets a lot of people who love to write like little sticky notes. If you don't know the history of the AOC sticky notes, basically when she got into office, a lot of like Gen Z, like younger millennials and everything, they like reached out to her and they show her love and they give her support for what she's doing in office by like going to, because all of this is public at times. They go to her office door, and since they can't all speak to her, they always write her like little sticky notes and they stick it to her wall outside of her office. And they go do that. Like no other member of Congress typically gets that except for Bernie, because there's not many others who actually are worth celebrating besides like 5.
He's there.
How are you doing? Just dropping off some mail for the Congress.
Hi. So basically a few weeks ago, AOC lied about me in a committee hearing. Okay. So I tried to come last week.
So she was like really mean to me in like a committee hearing, and I kind of want her fired because she's like really mean. Whatever happened to cancel culture? You ever think about that? Whatever happened to cancel culture? This woman literally spends time finding and putting out the names and addresses of people who she politically disagrees with. And then what, if you don't know, what AOC said is that she encouraged a bomb threat. She instigated a bomb threat at that like Boston Children's Hospital, if you remember, that like where she was like, these people are like literally doing human experimentation on children. Somebody needs to stop them immediately. And so somebody was like, okay, and then just put through a bomb threat and tried to blow up the fucking building. And now she's been running from it ever since. And so now she's like, I can't believe AOC said that about me. So I want her fired. Whatever happened to like, whatever happened to freedom of speech? Whatever happened to being able to express differences in opinion? Now you can say that everybody who disagrees with you is like a rapist, child predator, genital mutilator, baby foreskin eating, demon from hell. But somebody says, hey, when you said that somebody needs to stop these people by all means necessary, and then somebody stops them by one of the means necessary, and you get mad at it, I think that's crazy. Remarkable.
I can talk to her, but she kind of cowered away, wasn't interested in talking to me. So together with Mike from the Heritage Foundation Oversight, he helped me file this ethics complaint. So we filed that. And if you can give it to AOC, I would really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And tell her to stop lying about American citizens.
Right, have a good one.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just...
Look at... Oh, you see that? Look at that shit. That shit goes right into the trash. Oh man, the second they closed that door, you know what they heard on the other side? The paper shredder. Oh man. Negative Riz, bro. Holy. It's crazy how this listen, okay? You may be wondering to yourself, you may possibly be wondering to yourself, how did this woman get so popular? It's literally hate. You don't have to be special. You don't have to be interesting. You don't have to have a talent. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to be thoughtful. You don't have to be anything besides hateful. And the conservatives will boost you up because that's all they need from people, is to stoke fear and hate. And so if that's all you can do, that's all they really need from you. Crazy how that works. What's happening? In August, Rychik tweeted about the transgender Thank you, Biden. It was provided at Boston Children's Hospital and claimed it was offering gender-affirming hysterectomies, and they left this out, but on children, which led to the staff receiving threats. The hospital released a statement saying that Rychik's tweets were fueled by misinformation and they don't perform hysterectomies on people under 18. And then she went on to post other hospitals lying about them performing like certain medical procedures that she disagreed with, and said it was mutilating the body and mutilating children, and saying that people need to, somebody needs to do something about this. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then somebody did something about it. And now she doesn't want to take any responsibility for what she said. It's crazy how that works out, isn't it? Anyways, with that being said, she then went on, after this goofy little stunt that she pulled, she then went on to actually run into AOC.
I just dropped off an ethics complaint at AOC's office, and unfortunately she wasn't there. So we left, and then I was walking through the Capitol, and guess who I bumped into? AOC herself. I just delivered an ethics complaint to your office because you lied about me in a committee hearing.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
so
actually,
I never inspired a bump for
no, you're
and I'm also
actually
from
super
the
transphobic, and I never want to share space with you. Thank you.
Oh. Right, did my face did when I instigate bomb threats at children's hospitals while children are getting leukemia treatment and then they have to be put on lockdown. My face, dude, is hilarious, man. Oh man, she'll never recover from this one, dude. Got her. Absolutely bodied AOC, destroyed. Haha. You're super transphobic and I never want to share a space with you. True and based. True and based. And you know what the funniest thing is, okay? You may be wondering to yourself, why in the world was AOC taking a picture with her if she thinks that she's transphobic? The reason is because AOC doesn't know who the fuck she is or what the fuck she looks like, okay? AOC spends so little time actually thinking about this woman that she has no clue what she looks like. But Chaya spends all day thinking about AOC. And so she knew exactly, like, she could like pin her out from like across the room, like AOC's short ass. She was able to look at her, get a whiff of her hair, and was like, that's AOC. It made a beeline towards her. Yeah, like Chaya's like, you tried to destroy my life. I don't even know who you are. Oh man. And then the second she was like, I filed an ethics, I called your manager. Nice one. You're like, oh, okay. Parasocial, crazy parasocial. Girl's like a tier 3 sub, bro. That's remarkable. It is remarkable. And so ever since that happened, she thought that this was some like huge epic own. All right. She thought it was like some fantastic own to completely bodied AOC. But then people kept pointing out that it's incredibly embarrassing that your purported mortal enemy doesn't even recognize you when you meet in person. And now she's on like a campaign to spin the narrative to make it look good because it didn't look as good as she thought that it did. So now she's quote tweeting her own tweets 5 hours later to try to come up with like a new dunk on her somehow. Oh yeah, I actually have this. Thank you, bestie. I love you, Merrick. But I do have this. Thank you. This is all her feed, just so you know. This is her entire feed. Look at this like rent-free shit, okay? Look at this. AOC lied about me at a committee hearing. Last week, I attempted to talk to AOC, but she ran. Huge thanks to the Heritage Foundation. Breaking, I served AOC her complaints. AOC right now, I bet I totally epically owned her. Bet she's so mad that she hugged me and had no clue who I was. Bet she hates hugging a somebody who loves to instigate bomb threats at children's hospitals. Lamau, dude. Whoa, Fox News. They picked it up because it was so epic. Huh. According to AOC, not wanting kids to have their body parts chopped off, attending a sexual themed entertainment, or read porn is transphobic. I got her. Oh man. Oh man. And she's still not even done. This is, just so you know, this is the second time she's commented on this one tweet AOC made. That was one tweet where she quote tweeted it, but then she took a picture of it after she quote tweeted it to make another tweet about it, about how AOC bolted the second she realized who I was. Yeah, because she doesn't like you. What did you want her to do? Debate you at that time, at that moment or something? What do you want? She, unlike you, she has a job. Like what are you talking about? What do you mean? Cause she knows she lied about me and was too scared to face me. She already faced you. What more is there to say besides fuck you? There's nothing more to say to these types of conservatives besides just fuck you. Honestly, that's it. That's all you need to say. That's all that you ever should. That's all that you ever should say. Got her. Bodied. Epically bodied. She'll never recover from this one. AOC told the Chaya Right chick that she's transphobic straight to her face when she ran into her. You bet I did. In New York doesn't play with bigots and transphobes, and neither do I. Have a great day. Have a great day. It is actual queen shit. And this is the only thing that she's ever said about this. This is the only thing. While Chaya's been like trying to unravel, like trying to like put together the whole crowd behind her simps together to help her feel better about this apparently epic own that she did. Yeah, here we go. I asked if she can take a picture and she got so excited. She thought I was a fan. Oh man. She got so excited. She got so excited. She thought that like I wasn't somebody who loves to instigate bomb threats. Joke's on you, bitch. I am. She had no clue, dude. She didn't even know that I make 50 tweets about her a month. She has no clue. It's crazy. What a buffoon. Hopefully she'll start responding to my emails and my DMs. Hopefully she starts talking to me more. I hope to take up more of her time. I hope she thinks about me more after this. Maybe if I make another 15 tweets, she'll start thinking about me more. It's crazy. She didn't even know what you look like. She has a crush. I hope she notices me. Epic own. She has no clue who I am. Epic own. She doesn't give a shit about me at all. It's just so cringe. It's mind-numbingly cringe. Also, thank you, Morag. We love Morag. Honestly, do I need to say more? Honestly, do I need to say more? I mean, look at this really quick. Can we analyze this really quick? Frame shattered. Leaning in as she's leaning straight. AOC, untamed pussy. Okay? Chaya, completely whipped. She's facing towards AOC while AOC is facing the world. It's genuinely sad. Look how AOC held perfect frame around Chaya without even thinking about it. This came subconsciously to a Sigma. She has complete beta body language from head to toe. Her frame is on point. It really is. I mean, look at that. Completely straight. Leaning in like the fucking like Tower of Pisa. I hate her. Good, you should. AOC's frame, unbound, unbent, unbroken. Chaya's frame, beta, whipped, cringe, L. Yeah, Chai needs to be careful. If she molds too hard, her forehead might get bigger. With that being said, I want to show you something, okay? With all that cringe being said, let me let me show you something. All right. So after this, there were actually some transcripts. They're actually like a little bit more audio and video from the world's smallest book tour that has ever been held in the entire history of mankind. And I promise you, it doesn't get any better. It gets actually way worse. So, this is what Amanda put. We love Amanda. Thank you more. On Wednesday, sorry, right chick, Jack Prosbiak, Kirk Cameron, Sean Spicer of the Reactionary Story Hour. They should call it Reactionary Story Hour. That's actually pretty good. At the Cleveland Park Library in DC, I of course went to, and you are required and you are required to go and read my write-up on the Daily Dot. Thank you. Thought it might be fun to share some of the media from this event. First up, Sean Spicer's audio referencing the Daily Dot piece.
Anyways, we're glad to have friends like you who don't listen to rumors. Think about that. Sometimes some people don't always have the best interests at heart, right? Penelope was trying to go after Bongo and Asher. Right. But they're good people, aren't they? And so maybe we shouldn't try to rush to judgment, because sometimes that doesn't make them feel good. And like I said, they were up against that cliff. They could have even got hurt.
Holy, this is so cringe. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Imagine writing an entire book about how people were mean to you online. Dude, this shouldn't be in a children's book and sold. This should be in your diary. This is something you only share with your psychiatrist. Yeah, this is the type of stuff you only share with your therapist, bro. Holy, he's literally he wrote a book trauma dumping onto children. This is crazy. And then the mean evil Pongo and Bongino said I was cringe and bad, but that's wrong because I'm good and a nice person. And that's bad that they said that because I'm good, and that makes them bad, evil, hateful, stinky. They could have gotten Bino hurt, and Bongo knew that, but he did it anyways, and that's unforgivable. I am based and red-pilled. Tears streaming down his face. And then Bongo made a 41-minute YouTube video about how I'm dumb, about Bino's dumb, but that was bad of him, and so Bino filed a copyright strike on the video because I'm in the video and I don't want it to be up anymore. But then Banana Tube got in the way and overturned it for no good reason and put the video back up, and now they're profiting off of Bino's suffering. It's so sad. Banana Tube and Bino and Bongo got me so mad I got my coconut gun. Listen, it fires in spurts. And if it hits, it's gonna hurt. Nice argument. Unfortunately, I've already written you as an evil monkey with a coconut gun in my children's book. The isekai self-insert.
Right. But they're good people, aren't they? And so maybe we shouldn't try to rush to judgment, because sometimes that doesn't make them feel good. And like I said, they were up against that cliff. They could have even got hurt. So think about that. The next time something like that happens, we want to make sure that we think about those kind of things, right? That we think about people sometimes that if they're good people and they mean well, then let's not jump to conclusions. Let's help them and maybe not try to do the things that are going to make them feel bad or potentially hurt themselves because,
huh?
you know, sometimes.
Are you talking about self-harm to five? What? What are you talking about? Self-harm to 5-year-old children? What are you talking about, bro? And so let's not bully them because they could kill themselves and end up on local news. Isn't that right, children? What? 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 What is happening? Most normal conservative. Go to therapy. Do not speak to children. Go to therapy.
Rose ended up telling her parents everything. She told them about the candy and all the donuts and cake and Mr. Woolley and how he had told them not to tell their parents. And he told them, oh, don't worry, you won't get cavities, you won't get a tummy ache. Just listen to me, eat the candy, don't tell your parents. She told them everything. And Rose felt very thankful that she was honest and that her parents helped her with this.
Bro, these kids are so bored. They're like getting up and walking away. Nobody's even paying attention. They're not even looking up. Oh my goodness. It is the charisma black hole. That is remarkable. Not a single one of them paying attention. That's crazy.
Forefathers and foremothers told us that we would lose our freedoms one day if we got away from the principles that...
Forefathers and foremothers? Huh? What is he gonna... What is that woke cringe shit like that? What is he gonna say? Like, womankind next? What a beta.
That made us so unique in the world. And they left us their formula for success and justice and freedom so that we would never lose our way. And if we ever found ourselves losing freedom, are we there yet today? Are we losing our freedoms? Are we losing our way? We can find our way back because of a monument they left for us. And it's the largest monument in America. This is a small replica, but the large one is in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's called the National Monument to the Forefathers, and it's 81 feet tall, 180.
Shit is so boring. These kids don't know what you're saying. These kids don't know what you're saying, bro. Is this what they actually think goes on in like drag queen story hour? Is this what they actually think? You know what happens in those? They read like a fun book and they say, be nice to people. You want some candy? I'm dying, I'm falling asleep. 2 dads would have done wonders for me. And finally, since Prosbiak apparently tweeted, there was a ton of security that his followers needed to pray for his safety. Here's the cop cars out front. They had 4 cop cars out front. They had, wait, there were more cops there than people there. What are you talking about? No. Guys, and a ton of security and his followers need to pray for his safety. There's more cops there than there were kids there. What is happening? There are literally more cops than kids there. What is going on? Did you really fear for your safety that much that you needed to hire like 12 cops to sit outside? All right. Somehow everyone managed to stay safe. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Also, look at all those protesters too. You see that? You see that crazy amount of protesters that are out there? Oh man, they almost made it into the, they barely made it in the building with a crowd like that. That's crazy. Oh man. It's all projection. They want to be oppressed so bad. It's so funny. It's so funny. I actually spoke, well, I'm not gonna say like I spoke to Prosbiak. I made a comment to Prosbiak once, right? And basically it was at that Better Discourse conference. Prosbiak was basically on stage. For like, some of you guys may remember, for like half the time that he was like on stage, he was doing a really bad like Joker impression. My bad. He was doing a really bad Hitler impression the entire time. He was like, oh, yeah, we are going to take away your rights. Hey, it's me, George Soros. It was so cringe. He just kept doing it. He just kept doing it. Oh yeah, you do not need rights. Those are not for you. You sleep in the pod and you eat the bug. Good night then, cola. Yippee! Oh, he just kept doing it and he wouldn't stop. But after he stopped for a second, he spent like 5 minutes crying about how conservatives are not taken seriously and how people are like, and people like don't like conservatives, but like for no good reasons, because conservatives never did anything that deserves them to be not liked by anyone, because they should be liked by everyone, and they don't understand why people don't like them. And so I went up and I was like, conservatives all throughout the country have, for as long as audibly time immemorium, have spoke about how, have always been against human rights. The conservatives were against civil rights. The conservatives are against gay rights. The conservatives are against trans rights. The conservatives are against like more ethical migration policies. The conservatives are like against like, want like to legalize discrimination against minorities. Do you really think that you've done nothing? Do you really think that conservatives, like workers' rights, do you really believe that you've done nothing to warrant people not to like you? And then he got really mad, and then he went on like, instead of answering the question, he got really mad and was like, well, you're part of the problem. So, everything you mentioned is like in the past, and like we're in the present now, and so there's no reason for you to like dislike me, like dislike conservatives, because like everything that you say is like in the past, and we're like right now. I'm like, you believe all these things? I mentioned things that you believe literally right now. What are you talking about? But he had like a hissy fit about it and never answered the question. Real. He's just cringe, bro. He's annoying. And also he gives like, he gives the type of vibe that if he passed by like a bouquet of roses, they'd instantly wither. You know what I'm talking about? Like maggots beneath, like wriggling beneath your skin. Yeah, maybe something like that. It's just, he was just annoying and cringe and stupid. And wait, I found the tweet. Look at him. Breaking heavy police presence outside of DC this morning. Outside the library in DC this morning. Pray for us. Guys, pray for us. Even though, bro, protesters didn't show up. Nobody showed up. Literally nobody showed up. Why are you scared? Why aren't you scared? I don't get it, but okay. Anyways, well, that's the fun story of AOC, Jack Prosbiak, whatever the fuck Cannon, and Sean Spicer, all coming together to post the world's biggest cringe ball and gobble it down themselves. Kind of gross, but not unexpected. Come here. Come here. Oh. Hi. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.